Honestly, I think it could work if they just role swap. It makes no sense to me why they had Ospas not playing ISO from the beginning, but this
they binned it. They binned
wow,
it.
I mean, this is the absolute trend in Americas.
Yeah, but
everyone is playing this neon double controller.
Okay, I'm such a hater of the
they're not
fact.
Gen G.
Yes, because you don't have Munchkin, you don't have Boxy Knight, you don't have Texture, but you do have.
You do have Ospas.
You do.
Good texture
but it's
replacement.
also something that has a stupid amount of tape on.
100%. Verno's locking in the Sova. That is definitely on paper his best agent, and I really want to see him bounce back individually from where he was at in that second stage of Americas. That was a low point for him. We know how talented of a rookie he is. If he's hitting, if Ospas is hitting, and if Cortezia is bringing that fiery energy that hyped the team up when they were bouncing back, that can be the recipe for them having a very strong showing on Haven. But even with all that, it's just such a strong map for BLG. So dangerous.
I want to see them actually do some of the things that Gen G do that makes it so successful, right? They're so good at going on B. They have such a good plan around the Viper ult as well. And if you're a Billy, you should at least anticipate that. Because again, so much tape on other teams playing this comp.
Again, I want to watch MIBR stretch Billy's resources on defense as thin as possible with that lurk wall over towards the A side of the map. I want to see, you know, what Artazine as maybe like the solo loose end can achieve on this kind of map. He's been in so many roles on his team. First tried out as a duelist, then we saw him on Cypher. Now more the controller style. He is a true flex for this team. And, you know, that mid-round calling from him that has been pretty impactful in this sort of increase in performance for MIBR is going to be leaned on heavily.
Well, just in case you were missing the two people that's been on the Destiny all the week, don't worry, they're casting today, so please show some love to Ender and Doug.
Thank you so much, Jinsu. Yeah, we have the privilege of watching MIBR make their debut on the championship stage. It's been so elusive for them. They've never gotten to this point, and while this year felt like an opportunity to rewrite history, Ender, the last couple of, really stage 2 has been anything but.
Yeah, stage 2, a disaster for the team that was 3rd place in kickoff in Americas, 3rd place back in stage 1. But after, you know, going winless in Toronto, they now come in with a big chip on their shoulder, something to prove. The last time they played Haven was Crew in week 1. The time they played it before that was Gen G in Toronto. They went 13-1. It has to be different, and the time MIBR have spent since stage 2 needs to come up big for them to perform against China's #1.
The irony of them playing this comp too. MIBR will start on the attack, try to set the pace, try to impose their own plan upon BLG, but so far, anything but. Artazine falls.
Yeah, that first spam going very nicely initially, but you also have to look at A lobby too, where Knight has already started to creep up into that space. BLG, now 3 players in Garage, ready to fight back into MIBR.
Neff with YZ by his side. First contact at Cape, spotted. Ponytails, two kills found. But MIBR punch back at just the right time. Things settle into a 2v2.
But you still got to worry about K-Knight on that flank. Has now taken the timing to creep on forward. Verno isolated on the B side. I mean, it's a mess on the map right now. All 4 players isolated between these 2 teams.
And the decision-making on this is huge for MIBR. If they do decide to commit A, this feels a lot better. They were so exposed if they ended B with Cortezia so weak.
Verno stepped into calling many more rounds for MIBR in the last few months. And now, in a critical pistol, he's brought his teammate with him into the A site. He's dodged out from that flank of K-Knights. And now a potential to plant this up for Heaven for Cortezia to play in that position too.
K-Knight has to be careful here. He is set apart from his teammate. Deciding to step into this by himself. How far does he go? Verno spotted. And the dart used, again, independent of his teammate. Choosing not to wait.
What?
Still snaps onto Cortezia. Yes, remember, 33 HP, leaving Verno in a 1v2. K-Knight weak. Time dwindling away. The shock just a bit off the mark as Verno repositions, looks to take the fight into Levius's lap and does. A 1v1! And Verno delivers for MIBR, the Red Bull clutch.
A 4K already to kick it off for Verno. And I think if you were looking at some bright moments from that disappointment in Toronto, would have been Verno consistently topping out the scoreboard. And here, after that re-clear from BLG goes so beautifully for them. He's the one picking up 2 kills. When his teammate falls and puts him into the 1-on-2, it's him stepping up big time.
MIBR able to strike the first chord of success, but there's still plenty left to be played. You can take a look at the purchase for BLG. They do have the Bucky. in the hands of Rashia, but that's all it'll be so far.
Early space taken by Osbos into long. We'll push K-Knight away from here. And the one thing that MIBR would have seen that last round is these walk-ups. BLG, a team that never sit back on the defensive side. You'll see YZ and K-Knight in particular always stepping forward. In this round, we already saw that little bit of a B step, but now they've guessed wrong as the stack heads towards C.
All right, they will find a vacant site. They'll get the spike down. Assuming all goes well, carry a couple weapons into the next, but as we've talked about, VLG, a force to be reckoned with. They are going to arrive a bit late to the party. I think the question is now, how much do they invest? Do they decide to just die to the spike, or are they playing for exits?
The magic number is 3 kills for BLG. You do that, you've taken out at least 1 gun from MIBR, who've gone for that FPX buy. Right now, just running into Cortezia, who Ghost in hand won't be giving anything over to the other side, but he's been dealt with.
Yeah, got his too. Stun invested.
And it is just that exit look for BLG.
Yeah.
I think MIBR doing well to group up here, exit back out towards spawn. When you start considering things like ultimates as well, BLG know that because Verno picked up 4 kills in that pistol round, he's online to a very quick Hunter's Fury, so that also is informing a lot of the decision-making around just executing 4 players to the spike.
Sure. And so they fall. MIBR gets onto their second. They carry the 3 rifles that were brought into this round. And they're able to approach this bonus from a pretty powerful position, all things considered.
I don't think this is going to be a bonus. Osbos buys a gun for Artson on the other side, so they're going to have 4 rifles and the Guardian. That'll set them up so nicely. This, a chance to completely break BLG's economy. Already in here in round 3.
You see some of the pings on the minimap already lighting up the left side of B.
This spam line could hurt MIBR.
Safe passage found across, and now all eyes set forward. With Osbos, the tip of the spear. Champions kill leader. Still not on the board.
And he pulls out all that utility front B as well. The Paranoia now pulls Rusha into garage, where the fault line comes down. He can't quite connect the shot.
Timing just off. So an exchange of utility results in no lethality.
So my eyes turn over towards the A side of the map, where now all of a sudden you've got the Peter and Artson stepping into the long space. BLG 2 in sewers.
And remember, Neff used his stun for the garage hit, so that will not be in play. But they're rotating over to this. You see BLG has already pulled more members A.
It's a very good read, and this drone only sees the Viper. That's critical, but BLG still hold their ground. Some noise made from Artson running away from A long, but BLG, no, that's fake.
Quietly creeping forward, playing on such a dangerous line. The swing out from Osbos falls at the hands of YZ, but Artson counters. 2 kills found, but the spike is in such an awkward spot. Artson has to get out.
He's trying to run back. Cortezia just broke a tripwire in garage. He's stole his ground, but at the same time, Levius is back out in mid, and now this mad dash out of Artson trying to dodge away from the fault line, dodge away from a Cypher net. Now here's his approach. It's gonna be death from him.
13 seconds left. Surely it secures the round unless Cortezia can frag through it all. 3 targets to find. Not a ton of time to do it. BLG get on the board.
What could have been a disaster for BLG. MIBR buying up into that round. They see through calmly. Some good utility in mid-round calling to stack over towards the A site. That's now 3 rounds in a row. MIBR have shifted back towards A once the clock has started winding away. K-Knight and YZ holding their ground here, doing nicely with it.
1 enemy remaining.
That tripwire, almost the bane of Levius' existence.
Yeah.
The turret.
Yeah. And so into the next we go. Good purchase on both sides, an early stun, and a dump utility towards A main.
Yeah, BLG know that versus these Viper comps, you need to bully them out of the A main space early on in halves. Otherwise, it just allows lurkers to take that space so freely. So you expect to see the fault line the next couple of rounds. You expect to see players posted up in front of it. That does leave their C side very vulnerable.
Really just a cam and a trip, a cage as well.
That's a full retake setup for BLG, and it's not like they have ultimates to get back into the side either. They just trust in their utility, in their marksmanship to get back in.
Neff, no stun, but silence across the map.
Couple of rounds now, BLG have had 3 players stuck on B. Look for exactly this, but this time Cortezia shows up massively.
K-Knight was there to respond in kind. And things quietly settle into a 4v4. They're going to rotate back into all of the space that BLG took away, eh?
This is wild. I mean, we're less than 40 seconds left onto the clock. MIBR have player C, have players Garage, have player A. It's lurks on lurks, and now with Arts in falling, they have to go C.
30 seconds left.
They will have 3 there. K-Knight somewhat on an island. I mean, Levius is within striking distance, but the smoke goes down. Aspas strikes, and now the dash through. The site should be secured. Now we'll see what they do in the post plan.
Rusia still has the paranoia. Still a stun for Wisey to play off as well. Aspas's position will be critical here if he can dodge away from that key utility because he's playing so close to that smoke back towards C-Link.
They're not playing long. They're hunkering down into the site. The first paranoia out from Shenum. Traded now. Both flashes used. Aspas waiting on the other side of smoke. The dash is just too much. Reposition, stays alive. Looks to take the fight the second time around. Inferno saves the day. A 1v1 now. Levy is weak, but Aspas worse. 3 HP. A stiff freeze will knock him over. And Levius delivers.
5-1 now for the Sentinel. Levius started off the pistol round with a nice kill. Has continued that in the last couple of rounds. Has been so solid, playing into that C retake, but when he gets back out onto the site, shows up in a big way. And this is starting to be a little bit indicative of how these teams want to play. You know, BLG grouping up often to fight around the breach and the neon. MIBR gonna look to spread out across the map, play these much slower rounds. BLG's planning in these rifle rounds has netted them 2 wins.
And it's forced MIBR here off of the back of that last one into this light buy with a Guardian, a Vandal, and a Stinger. And the Vandal is in the hands of Aspas, stepping into this tournament for what feels like the first time in his career as an underdog, really.
Yeah.
And currently, what, 1-3? Quiet start.
Quiet start for him. People will be used to also seeing his Jet on the international stage, but he's been playing a whole lot more than Neon in Americas this year, incorporating that into the pool. But this MIBR team was always a team that was underdogs. You know, 11th place, back-to-back stages in 2024, but the signing of Aspas and these incredibly talented rookies at the start of the year, and Cortesia and Shenum, propelled MIBR to the best finish they had ever had in 3rd place. That has not translated to global success.
No, painfully lackluster performance in Toronto. But now the opportunity to right their wrongs. Aspas was able to get the first pick, and now attention towards A.
Yeah, decent start to this eco round. That paranoia is nice.
They've invested the Hunter's Fury.
Beautiful.
Popped on the other side, and Wisey has no target.
30 seconds left.
Now they're going to swing out into him, and he immediately falls.
That's just a masterclass ultimate there out of Verno. 2 kills with the Hunter's Fury, comboing off of Shenum's paranoia. BLG have no idea what just hit them.
Sure, we'll take a look at it one more time. Verno has been stellar in this opening map. 7-2 so far.
There's that paranoia and a stun. You can see Rusia has no idea really where to go. Just teleport straight into the Hunter's Fury. It's a perfect read out of Verno on that. And even the teleport up into heaven too. Gorgeous.
Gotta go.
Great start for MIBR on BLG's map pick. And again, we're going to see a lot of this attention towards A main at the beginning of the rounds.
Now, last round, MIBR realized that it was a light A hold. A lot of times you're going to see K-Knight playing on an island over towards the A site, and it's those rounds in particular that I think MIBR can try to punish this right side of the map a little bit more. Different story here in round 6 is it's back to a little bit of a B trap here on the eco for BLG.
Trip could be a problem.
Especially when there's a fault line right behind it as well.
Yeah, and a paranoia.
And YZ Sheriff. BLG have the tools. But this patience from MIBR is nice. You know, they've seen this B hold a couple of times, and they've teased that space a bit, called back towards Garage a number of moments.
Levius is getting curious. Not going to get an early line, all rotating towards C. And remember, BLG have taken this defensive approach in previous rounds where they just play entirely off the site. And the last time we saw this, it was a retake attempt that ended in Aspas falling at the hands of Levius.
It was an even number, but now a Hunter's Fury to follow.
Shenum dead. And that's a spike. Artsy might fall, just barely dodging it. But now a second attempt. And they're digging their heels in. The spike goes down. How do BLG approach this? Remember, they have a Bucky and a Stinger and then a couple of Sheriffs, and there it is, the shorty from Artsine. Defusing the retake attempt before it really got out of the blocks. Still a decent spot for Rashida here, but they turn onto him. Very nicely handled from MIBR.
Yeah, the difference in this post plan for MIBR, on top of the fact they just had the better guns, it's that forward position that Artsine is able to find that first kill and sort of stunt that retake coming in. A couple of times now, BLG have gone heavy out from C-Link. And if those C-Link players don't really get to go anywhere, then your solo garage guy has nothing really he can do.
Right, it's just kind of stuck for sure.
Doesn't even matter if they have that first kill coming out from the Hunter's Fury. I still have no idea how Artsine dodged away from that final shot. I thought for sure he was a goner.
And again, the value that he provided after staying alive and getting the kill onto YZ as he's trying to dash into the smoke was, it was perfect.
Nice! Let's go!
I'll tell you what, though, that level of energy has been something that was sorely lacking from MIBR back in Stage 2. It was like watching a funeral procession, how quiet was it sometimes, but already I think you can feel them getting a little bit of that hype. Getting some early rounds on the board for sure is going to be something that'll shake off a lot of the dust. Remember, this team did not have the opportunity to attend playoffs in Americas. They came over here to Europe early on. They started boot camping, getting that experience and adjusting to the climate over here, and so far it's looking solid.
I mean, yeah, just a complete shell of the team that we saw early on, the team that we saw, you know, really at the beginning of the year. And something, at least, I mean, it's only been 6 rounds, but something seems to be working for them. I think you're absolutely right as far as energy goes. I like some of the way they've approached these rounds. Burno is fragging. Again, 7-2 so far. It's been a great start.
It's all green, but now is where the class can start to show in. BLG's number 1 seed take a timeout. They adjust, and the adjustment is going to be fighting frantically over the A side of the map.
Oh, I love this.
Hello.
The deep smoke into spawn. Shadow cancels it out, and Artsine gets the best of Rashida and A.
And at the same time, a speed up from Osboss onto front B. Nobody's home, either here or onto the C site. MIBR just running it over.
Yeah, misdirection all over the map.
But look at this, K-Knight stepped forward out of lobby. Again, he goes for these walks all the time, and Artsine's holding for him.
But he's weak. K-Knight, a bullet between his eyes. Cortesia succeeds where his teammate could not. And now we settle into a post plant where MIBR once again find themselves in an advantage. YZ has an op.
Deploying drone.
He's gonna have to find a way to make that thing sing.
One way onto the spike is an annoyance BLG have to deal with. They know the site is going to be clear, but still utility left away on that spike.
Note here, Shenum does not have another smoke, so as that dissipates, there is no other one-way situation, but the timing seems to be perfect. There's no way in for them to pull this thing off.
Not with the operator in YZ's hands. You can't retake the B site. That seemed like coming out of the timeout, right? BLG have this idea to fight so heavily for the A space. It seemed like with how quickly MIBR reacted to instantly punish onto B and hold against the lurks. You can't be dying to the spike there.
No, that's tragic.
But it seemed like MIBR had that contingency plan in the back of their mind set up during the timeout. If there's this heavy fight over A lobby, accelerate quick into B, go there for the first time this game, and also keep holding for the flank.
I wondered, how much of that was a response to the aggression, and how much of that was just a call out of their playbook on the other side of the timeout. The TP into spawn looked instant, and Levius was so focused on what was happening in spawn that he really was not in a position to play B. He was kind of left out of everything from the very get-go. So either way, well handled, well responded. BLG, excuse me, on this lighter buy.
Yeah, BLG fake a little bit of that fight towards A lobby, but like you saw in the last round, Levius is left alone oftentimes. This time it's on the A side of the map. And that is a consistent pattern for BLG. His side of the map will be a little bit more cautious, so he's brought YZ over into him. This is where we'll see how MIBR deal with this. I think some audio of a drone going out of garage has been able to be heard by these players.
You should run.
And now the lockdown. They just kind of wait this one out.
Yeah, that's one way to win in anti-eco.
Yeah.
Still YZ playing heaven, and now he's smoked off, no chance.
He will get back into the line pretty quickly, but yeah, you're right. That Omen smoke will provide problems.
3 members heading onto the flank now.
And now the pit, they're putting a lot
Okay, Verno.
into this. Looking to secure it. Verno gets 2, make that 3.
1 HP. He takes them all.
The round is done. There's no way in. Wisey has to save the op.
Yep, it's another save. Levius will go into his death intentionally this time. Just a tough situation to be on. And BLG, I think now's the time where they need to make some adjustments. They have tested the flanks so often, both here and domestically. And MIBR come into this, while it is going to be BLG's map pick. MIBR know that the preferred maps of BLG are going to be Haven and Bind. So they've done plenty of homework on this. They'll know exactly what's up, and now they don't even have to worry about that operator.
11-2 for Verno, 1 off of having his Hunter's Fury online once more.
Kid's a monster. And this is what it felt like when MIBR picked him up back in stage 1. Remember, they weren't playing with this kid in kickoff.
Right.
Verno was wearing a different jersey with NRG. And it seemed like that signing from MIBR just made everything click. All of a sudden, they're winning everything. Again, a top 3 finish. While individually, he looked decent enough in Toronto. This is kind of the promise we had with Verno in the offseason.
Aspas has an op, Artine has a Marshal. Or an Outlaw, excuse me.
A little bit wild, but honestly, when I was watching BLG play, I think that on the attack side, an attack op really works against them. If you hold extremities, you hold that contain against the walk-up of, well, what is YZ doing right now? K9's also gone for that. You'll see BLG walk down C long. You'll see them walk out of garage. Those scope guns can be so good at shutting down BLG's playstyle.
And 4 of them are on light armor. You see the Outlaw was put down in exchange for a rifle. Whew. That was close. Resetting off of that, clearing the trip, but A is BLG's.
YZ steps on behind that drone, and this is what makes BLG tick. YZ takes more duels than anyone else in China.
Here.
It's a search and destroy mission so often for him. When he finds the openers, BLG's rounds just play themselves.
The kill leader from his respective region for that reason. That trip still hasn't been cleared. Now finally cleared. The TP, the dash through, the wall goes up, the spike goes down. MIBR come to life. Aspas waiting on the other side of the smoke, beckoning, demanding a challenge that does not come.
Gets the dink though, onto K-Knight, and still in the post plant, a Hunter's Fury for Verno. Nano's now being thrown down.
Cortesia, a big fight here, has to be able to pull this off. If Levius can relieve some of this pressure, it's a problem, but no, MIBR stand tall. 3v3 now. Rolling Thunder invested in exchange for the Hunter's Fury from a distance. As a second pulse goes off, another mark found, and another round for MIBR.
Just insane there, getting up in front of the Hunter's Fury. In front of the Rolling Thunder too. I want you to watch in this post plant. First of all, Aspas gets a dink, then gets this shot with the operator, but then Shenum on the Omen, steps in front of the Rolling Thunder, gets that kill first. That means so much. Leads to a Hunter's Fury kill. Leads to the round for MIBR and BLG's second time out of the half.
Yeah, because imagine, if let's say everyone else dies on site, Verno's still playing pretty far off, he's been using the Hunter's Fury, he can't quickly get into spamming a smoke, you're doing this, that, or the other for the defuse, the play's gone.
Oh yeah, you have to have teammates still alive. Verno can't win that round on his own with the way he played it. But again, that seemed like MIBR have a very clear plan. If BLG are fighting forward in a lobby, and I don't mean just hanging out, that deep long line or fighting with an operator bottom sewers. I mean they're up in lobby threatening your flank. As soon as that happens, what has MIBR done every round? It is a quick acceleration into the B site. They know that site has been weak, and they have punished it consistently. They've been getting into these post plants where they have good utility. Even though they're not playing any players on site, BLG can't get out there. It's not a matter of time and they don't have time to defuse. No, MIBR are just slaughtering them.
I was talking to Fraud prior to the series starting, asking him how he felt about the pick bans and how it kind of went down, and he had a smirk on his face and said, we got both maps we wanted, they picked our first choice. And I was hesitant to believe it, to be honest, and forgive me for being a doubter, but given history, I don't know, but yeah, he was right.
And it just makes sense, right? MIBR have the extra time to prep. They know BLG's tendencies, and they're debuting a new comp. MIBR with the double smokes, now another fight into long, but this one, even between the two squads.
And Odin rattles off right off the bat. No damage found, but a couple kills traded.
We'll see
YZ for Shenum, I take that any day of the week.
We'll see what Levius can do in the corner here. Stinger in hand, not tagged up.
He's been here a couple of
Hold
times.
on, what is going on?
Body block, net falls. But traded back again, the Stingers proving to be a problem. As K9
BLG,
gets another.
they made a good adjustment out of the timeout. Very quick to respond and start threatening on this B site and into Garage. So you can see that scattered MIBR a bit. Their spike is still outside Garage. It's time to maybe regroup, play together. This was a bit of a half buy from BLG, but
They're ahead of it again. BLG are already rotating into A before MIBR arrive.
and they have the information too, know exactly where these final two players are. A gun for K-Knight.
Just over 40 seconds left in the round. You do have time to play this out. You're not forced to commit A. Oh, pop, wall through. Last boss left to fight. Full find is one. K-Knight down 3 on the round
30 seconds
for the duelist, and one more waiting on the other side. Dashes back, throws it in reverse, and gets another for MIBR.
Just dancing on him. Ospas had no clue where that last guy was, but it doesn't matter. The Stinger cannot hold up against Ospas with the Neon ult.
That kill from YZ at a distance is kind of insane.
It's wild, but it doesn't amount to much of anything. This is now where we need to see the learnings taken from BLG in the timeout. They need rounds. They can't, you know, limp out of this half with 2 rounds. You've got to have something more than that.
For the first time in what feels like forever, MIBR set their eyes on C.
Right off the rip, too.
Rashia, the paranoia is going to be really good. It's going to buy a lot of time. Rotation's coming through. The ult has been popped. Levy is the first to fall, but Rashia dancing around looking for another target. Cannot find it. But Knight from a distance does. 3v3 now. K-Knight still so healthy.
And this lurk from Artson. No utility to hold him down. He's a little bit too late. BLG are into the site.
Bus takes a step back. And again, it's a slaughter. BLG cannot find their way in. And again, that was off the opening from K-Knight with the ult.
And it looked to me like Artson was going to be late, but that was YZ going into the site on his own because the 2 people behind him are his initiators. They're chucking out utility. They're stuck back in C-Link.
Right.
So Artson has a free couple of kills. You can see that dart ping. Helped out so massively. And it's a drone, and it's now turning around to deal with them.
And you know,
MIBR just running the map.
yeah, we've sung his praises a couple times with that dart that you mentioned, setting up the kills. Oh, it's going to be a Clash B, isn't it? Swinging into 3, and all 3 found. It's a slaughter. It's a disaster for BLG.
Ospas isn't done yet.
Pushing the pace, looking for another, will find it.
This tournament doesn't make any sense, Doug. Think of the number 4 seeds upsetting number 1s. Even just yesterday, G2 went down to Heretics. And it's MIBR leading the first half. 10-2.
A flawless round to close it out as well for MIBR.
This team didn't make playoffs in Americas. And they're already lighting up the global stage.
No love between these two either. I mean, you see them stand up out of their seats, giving it back just in kind. A slaughter of a first half. BLG on their back foot. We're going to throw it to a quick break. We'll be right back.
back to my place. I can turn around, let me show you how it tastes. Yeah. A baller, mine on the dollar. Swallowing the bottle while you're smoking on gelato. Now do you need some of that no-no? Just tell me that you're coming through. Why can't we ever bounce? Why can't we ever bounce?
When you've got a team of such high expectations like BLG, you look at a star to bring them back into this, and my eyes go towards YZ here. Christian.
Yeah, YZ was just completely shut down in that first half, largely in part to Verno.
Yeah.
You can see down here with the Coinbase Econ report, this guy was absolutely torching BLG. And I think that MIBR's game plan really supported this shutting down of YZ, a guy that on defense so often will step forward and seek out those fights. MIBR were holding for him every single time. Now on the attack side of things, I need to see that YZ that was promised if BLG are going to bounce back.
And BLG will require it. Take a look at how they want to approach this attack side, and they're just so far back. You have to play perfectly, really. I mean, if you want to get a shot just to get back into this thing.
Yeah. Absolutely insane how things started off. The flawless rounds, I heard 3 of them right there. MIBR were so clean, but BLG going to start things off geared up towards the C side, which is light right now. Just a nano swarm to hold things down, and the poison cloud, of course, from Artzin.
All right, I do think a lot of our attention will be, we mentioned YZ, and for good reason, but Neff in particular does such a good job of setting him up and unlocking him. So it's as much on his shoulders as it is on YZ's, in my opinion.
It's going to come down to breaking MIBR's hold over towards the A site. Ospas on this forward line, not over-peeking into lobby. Just going to take a shot and fall away here.
Cautious here. Shenum is close by, has a paranoia. But they're going to go long. Not even really giving that angle.
Does Levius walk into the double stack of MIBR garage? I mean, he's calling his team back into him.
I think he expected rotations to hit a lot faster, but now that the turret's cleared, there are still 2 players here.
And Artzin ratting it out in his cloud.
Cortezia feeling a lot of the pressure. Artzin, his cloud goes down. He gets 1, make that 2. The frenzy tries to find a 3rd. Tucking behind the box, but Cortezia delivers. Now the paranoia out. BLG trying to will their way into a pistol, and they cannot. 11 for MIBR.
BLG think themselves out of the round. MIBR didn't flinch with that double garage trap setup. They had started in those positions at the very beginning. Artzin and Cortezia never left each other until they decided to fall back into C. And that quick thinking, that reposition out of Artzin was so nice. The only thing that stopped him from killing everyone, the magazine size on his frenzy.
30 seconds left. 1 enemy remaining.
I'm out of here.
This is now 9 rounds in a row for MIBR.
And now BLG have to force up into it.
Yeah.
Not even with the generosity of a spike plant.
5 Stingers, light armor on 4. K-Knight, the one exception.
So double body shot from Ospas here, good enough to take out Russia.
Darts have been exchanged. A little bit of info gathered. But Ospas lies in wait.
Yeah, no space on the map for BLG makes it really hard. They're going to cautiously maybe test back into mid. But in their eyes, MIBR could be anywhere.
This wall from MIBR just takes away so many options, too. I mean, you take a look across the minimap. Utility C, garage, the wall B, and A.
BLG might have done the right thing, though, by making that noise B, by not showing anyone A long. They've now pulled the rotate away from Verno, so only 2 players to hold them right now. They've also let Levius go on a bit of a walk.
Yeah, but Shenum's holding it on the other side. I mean, maybe with different weapons, you got a shot at this. Artzin feeling some of the pressure, takes a step back with the judge. And they try to brute force their way onto A, and so far, so good. They're succeeding.
30 seconds left.
They've got the sight, they just don't have numbers, and they really don't have the guns.
Chip damage well onto K-Knight. Look at Russia. He needs to keep going forward. He needs to find something for his team.
Upgrades into a Guardian. Entrenched in the smoke. Waiting for the challenge. And as it goes down, the kill goes up. Cortezia finds it. K-Knight dropping Verno down from heaven. Into 1v2, swings it, delivers a dink. Still more damage to be dealt with. And Cortezia avoids disaster. as MIBR get the round.
That was the force up as well for BLG. That was the last chance for them. Just an absolute stunner to open things up here. Good hold out from Shenum. Bit awkward here with that flash connecting onto a teammate, as Wisey had to try and turn back around into the judge. He ends up eating up the breach blind. Nice! So BLG go back to the well. Again, it's not pretty.
No, it's a shallow well, man.
And now there's an outlaw in the hands of Osboss. Only half armors except for K-Knight.
What can they do here?
There's even an alarm holding this heaven jump.
And they hadn't seen that one. They hadn't gotten that far up, and they've also only played, what, 2 defensive rounds?
Look how quickly MIBR have started shifting over. Completely prepared.
They smell blood in the water. A bullet between Wisey's eyes as Shenum gets 2.
C.
K-Knight tries to open up the site, but can, and the spike is well out of reach here.
He didn't even pick up the spike.
No, it isn't. I don't know that he feels safe enough to at this point. And so Osboss can just hold it.
I think he just missed it. He was right on top of it and didn't connect. And now it's being hard held by 2 players.
You might be right. Tragedy Bears spots it. K-Knight's head snaps back, as has been BLG's. MIBR flawless to close out map 1. BLG's map pick.
The last time we saw MIBR play this map on the international stage, they lost 13-1. They have now taken down China's best team 13-2 to open up the tournament.
And now they turn their attention over to Corrode, which was the arena they wanted. That's where they wanted to play. That's where they wanted to fight. It looks rough for BLG. We'll see what they can do on this second map. We'll be right back.